Hey, welcome into a special Tuesday edition of Main Street Sports Today. I'm Maurice Patton, and you know it's special because all of us are in one place at one time. Chris
In one
Yao,
screen.
exactly.
That's never happened.
I don't know that has ever happened before. This is a first. So if it's too much for you, I get it.
It may be too much for us before we're done.
I'm Maurice Patton. This is Chris Yao, and to my far left, your far right, Wade Neely, as we get you ready for Spring Fling, the high school spring sports state championships in Tennessee that will be taking place beginning today over in Murfreesboro, continuing through Friday with baseball, softball, boys and girls tennis, boys and girls track, and boys soccer. So we're going to be visiting with our high school experts from across our Main Street Media of Tennessee properties, letting you know what they're going to be looking for and who they're going to be covering this week over in Murfreesboro. So let's go ahead and get this thing started with Russell VANNOZZI, Main Street Preps. Hey, man, what's going on?
Looks like I have some work to do in my background here compared to what you guys have going at your setup. I've got a couple white walls behind me, but maybe by next time I'll have some memorabilia or something.
You're fine, man. You're fine. We're just focused on your knowledge more than sometimes you have to jazz things up to get by, and sometimes you know enough that it doesn't matter. So we're counting on you for number 2. So
all right. Let's do that.
As you head over to Murfreesboro this week, you'll be focusing, I guess, on the Davidson County contingent. Who in particular are you trying to keep up with? What are you looking for this week?
Yeah, Davidson County, Williamson County, pretty good representation across all the sports there. I was looking at it just a little bit ago. There's 3 baseball teams, 2 softball teams, 6 soccer teams. So I have a feeling I'll be over at the Richard Siegel Soccer Complex a decent bit. A couple boys tennis teams, 1 girls tennis team, and then of course numerous track and field athletes. And of that group there, I got to think that there might be a soccer state champion in there somewhere. In Class A, I've kind of got my eye on a couple of Nashville charter schools, STEM Prep and Independence Academy. I believe that's their first trip ever. They might have a chance there. A couple of tough matchups for some of the other teams. Ravenwood in Class AAA has to go against Houston, which is not lost yet this year. NBA, which is trying to defend its soccer state title from last year, has to go against unbeaten McCallie too in the first round. So definitely some tough tests there for the soccer teams, but have a feeling that maybe somebody there can have some success.
Russell, as you kind of get ready for a big week, we're gonna talk obviously with all of our crew, as it were, from Main Street Preps. And does it get any easier year by year? Do you kind of have a game plan going into a week like this, where you got so many teams, so many student athletes to cover? And as much as you're willing to share, kind of what are some of your tricks of the trade as you try and get ready on a personal note to cover so many games and so many teams in so few days?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it gets easier, as you guys know, but I think we're probably maybe a little more organized than we have been in the past, just because we have some spreadsheets and some things that we can sort of copy and paste and that kind of thing from last year and before. And of course, we have all 3 of you guys helping. We have Blaine KELLAR, we have David Wilson, Casey Patrick, Tommy Bryan, a lot of help. So I'm thinking back 3 or 4 years ago, we didn't have nearly that amount of help, and we were not able to get to maybe everything. But and we certainly still won't be able to get to everything. But we do have a pretty good pulse on what's going on, and I think that as we've grown as a company, that's definitely been a big part of it. And of course, tons of photographers too. I know Carl Edmondson is one of our go-to guys. He's going to be posted up at track probably a good bit this week, and really anywhere we need him. So yeah, I think we've come a long way, but certainly not an easy week by any means.
Yeah. The one thing that you kind of have to go into this knowing is you're probably going to miss something. And it's disappointing to concede that, but the fact of the matter is sometimes there's just more of them than there is of you. And so you try to get to as much as you can. You try to get to everything you can, but invariably you've got two things going on at 9 in the morning on opposite ends of Murfreesboro. And if you've not been to Murfreesboro recently, trust me, opposite ends are quite the challenge. But Russell, you mentioned some soccer, baseball and softball. Who are you looking out for?
Yeah, well, CPA and Nolensville both have their baseball and softball teams going down there, which is pretty neat. I would have to look and see how many schools were able to do that in their bat and ball sports this year, but certainly two of the few that are doing that'll have both teams there. CPA softball, this is their first state Final Four trip ever, so they've got to be really excited. Of course, their baseball team won it all in 2021 back when they were still a Division II single A school. So here's another chance for them in Division II double A now. They knocked off Knoxville Catholic to get there. That was the team that beat them in the state title game last year. So that had to feel good. Then also in baseball, you got Good Pasture, which I think if you ask Coach Jim Carter and maybe caught him in an honest moment, he may not have been completely convinced that this team would get there, but they have really made the most of a lot of new faces, a lot of players that maybe in the past couple of years have been on the bench, sort of witnessing their state championship in 2022 and also their runner-up finish last year. They graduated, I think, 13 players off of last year's team. A couple of MLB draft picks, Carson Brucker and Jaron Elkins, both gone. I believe that team hit somewhere around 60 home runs. And the team they've got this year plays quite a bit differently. A lot of small ball led by Bishop Quarles. He's their Ohio State signee who is, I think, only been caught stealing a couple times this year on 30 plus attempts. So he's a big threat there on the base pass. And they've got enough pitching too. Jake Truitt, Luke Furcon have been a couple nice bright spots for them. And here they are back in Murfreesboro once again. And then also in Williamson County, you've got Nolensville back in it too after a year off last year. And, they don't have the Ethan McIlvain blow you away Vanderbilt signee like they did, past couple of years, but they've got a really deep staff that's probably 4 or 5 pitchers they can throw out there that they trust. So, and they're also opposite Farragut in that bracket, which for anyone who doesn't know, Farragut is absolutely loaded with college talent and is certainly a favorite pick to possibly win that. So to be on the opposite side gives Nolensville a chance to maybe advance and see what happens in that state title game.
Sounds good. Russell VANNOZZI of Main Street Preps. You can follow him at RussellV_MSP on Twitter or on X, however you refer to it. And he'll be updating you, as will all of us from Spring Fling. So, Russell, we appreciate it, and we will see you in the borough.
All right, guys. See you there.
Let's now move to the north side of our Main Street coverage. We are joined by Blaine Keller, who holds things down across Sumner County for the Hendersonville Standard, the Gallatin News, and all of our other properties up there. Blaine.
Happy Spring Fling, guys.
Happy Spring Fling, absolutely. And let me just tell you what a workhorse this guy was. Again, you can follow him at sports_BK on Twitter. Saturday, 3 soccer matches, 1 guy.
And a 6-mile run before that.
And
not to brag.
And
Prepping for a 10K on top of getting ready for Spring Fling. So yeah, it was a long day Saturday. It was a long day Wednesday too. I was flip-flopping between beach and station camp baseball and their sectionals. Thank goodness, want to give a quick shout and thanks to all the coaches that kept me in the loop during all those busy times, and the fact that all the schools in Sumner County are very conveniently located near each other, so I can run from one to the next.
That's awesome. Who is your biggest state championship hopeful out of Sumner County, do you think?
I think there are a few across almost every sport. Merrill Hyde will start tennis a little bit, the 3-peat Class A boys tennis champions. I think they're in prime position as they've been the last 3 years to repeat as state champions in that classification once again. In baseball, Class 3A features Station Camp and White House. First time appearances in a long time for both schools. White House hasn't been in that state tournament since I was born in 2000. And Station Camp's making its first ever appearance in the 3A tournament. That team has some solid pitching with Tennessee Tech signee Carter Casabella. They've got incredible hitting, too, with Belmont signees Tucker Smith and Noah Rice. So I think both of those could be candidates in Class 3A. In Class 2A, Liberty Creek, in its second year in softball, could make a good push if they win their first-round game, I believe. Defending state champion Westview matches up with them to start in that Class 2A bracket. But outside of Westview, I feel pretty confident in saying that Liberty Creek has the pitching, has the coaching, and the hitting to be able to compete in that bracket. Track and field, we've got 49 state qualifiers across our 10 schools of coverage. So I think there are one or two that are seated, inside that top 2 or 3 that could really compete to at least medal and take bronze, silver, or gold.
I can't let this go. He made the comment about somebody not getting to state since he was born in 2000. Enough with the old jokes, Blaine. Enough. Stop it. But you did have a story earlier, I guess one day last week, on Liberty Creek's coach, and I did not realize who Liberty Creek's softball coach was. Kelsey Cartwright, former Gatorade Player of the Year, I believe, over at Good Pasture. So if she coaches anywhere near as well as she played, they got a shot. But I should just cut him off at this point.
Career 470 hitter there, Kelsey Cartwright, as a high school player. Played 2 years at Auburn, really started at Lipscomb after transferring from the Tigers. And Liberty Creek didn't have a great year last year by record standings, but they were kind of dealt a sour hand in being a first-year school trying to compete in Class 3A. I think down a classification now. They really have a strong shot with a really excitable coach and a program that has some incredible pitching and a much improved hitting program.
I'm not sure how many times you see a coach who has won a state championship as a player win one as a coach as well. So that'll definitely be something to be keeping an eye on with the Lady Wolves and Coach Cartwright over there. Blaine Keller joining us from Sumner County, the young Blaine Keller, joining us from Sumner County. Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. That's what happens when you get old. That's what you got to look forward to. Blaine, we appreciate it. We'll see you in Murfreesboro.
Hey, guys, let me pitch one more out here just because I almost forgot about it. Our 2 soccer teams from Sumner County have really strong opportunities to make a run at the state tournament, state championship. I'd be remiss to not mention them. Hendersonville in its first Class AAA state tournament since 2010. 14 years there. They played Rossview
when he was
in the
10
first
years
round.
old. Yeah.
That's a couple years older than, younger than me there. So we had to throw in the age reference there. Station Camp also making its first Class AA state tournament appearance after being the AAA runner-up last year. Played Munford in the first round. Guys, that's probably the most likely state champion in Class AA across the board.
Yeah, they've been good at boys soccer for a pretty good while. So definitely keep an eye on the Bison. Blaine, we appreciate it. Again, we'll see you over there.
See you guys.
All right. Hey, let's go ahead and take a break here on our special edition of Main Street Sports Today, presented by the Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia. When we return to the Lee Company studios here, we'll see who we see. Stay tuned.
Bluegrass Auction Associates is hosting another real estate auction Saturday, June 8th at 10 a.m. in the beautiful Hickory Woods subdivision. This spacious estate offers numerous amenities, perfect for the homeowner or investor. Conveniently located in Davidson County, Tennessee at 221 Wild Grove Court. This is the sale you don't want to miss. Join Bluegrass and bid with confidence Saturday, June 8th at 10 a.m.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, when it comes to your performance, don't settle for anything less than excellence. We're proud to announce that Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic is now Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia, where we are redefining sports medicine and orthopedics. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance's team of expert sports medicine physicians understands the unique demands of your body. TOA Columbia specializes in personalized orthopedic care, offering state-of-the-art treatments for everything from sports injuries to joint replacements. Learn more at toacolumbia.com.
Welcome to Protein Snack Shop, your destination for healthy and delicious low-carb snacks. Our specialty lies in providing protein-packed desserts that are perfect for those following a keto diet. Our products are made with high-quality ingredients, ensuring that you can satisfy your cravings without compromising your health goals. From a variety of flavors and options to choose from, you can enjoy guilt-free snacking while staying on track with your fitness journey. Don't miss out on our limited time offer. Discover Protein Snack Shop today.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50 plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today. Custom Stone Handler supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Welcome back to our special edition of Main Street Sports Today, here presented by the Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia. We're coming to you from the Lee Company studios here in Columbia. Maurice Patton, Chris Yao, Wade Neely, getting you ready for Spring Fling 31, or if you do Roman numerals, Spring Fling XX, 3 X's, sorry, XXX. There we go. We are now joined by, speaking of Murfreesboro, sports editor of the Murfreesboro Post, the studious Monte Hale Jr., coming in with the specs. Mont, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys. Enjoy listening to your show. Glad to be part of it today.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate you coming in. I guess
like this, and you get to get on.
There we go. As the newspaper of record for Spring Fling, I imagine you guys are going to be busy this week.
Yeah, it's been worse. Didn't get as many teams in as we typically do, but time you throw tennis and track in there, there's something every day, or lots of stuff every day.
Who in particular are you keeping an eye on this week?
Siegel baseball. Riverdale was the best team throughout the year, and then Siegel got them in the tournament twice. They've got really good pitching, and they've got a kid named Jack Santee, Will Owen, and they have a real closer and a kid named Chalen Patterson in that. He can come in and get 2 outs, but he can go 2 1/3, 3 innings if necessary, and that could be a real weapon. If you advance and you're getting to counting innings and things like that. Mm-hmm. So they got one injury. I don't know what the extent of it is. Lane Akers, his father Chuck, played for Steve Peterson at MTSU. He suffered a shoulder injury and came out in the sectional. So I'm not sure what his status is, but they really peaked at the right time. So I'd be interested to see how they do. I know they've got a tough matchup right out of the get-go with Clarksville.
Well, we were fortunate enough to get Stars coach Craig Revis on the show earlier this season, and he spoke really highly of Lane Akers and his versatility and what it meant to their team. And I had heard over the weekend that he had sustained an injury last week, and like you said, don't know what the extent of it is, but I kind of feel like he's a legacy Blue Raider, and if he gets an opportunity to play this week, I'm sure he's going to be out there. So we'll see how that goes. What else is coming out of Rutherford County this week?
Well, we've got Eagleville back for the 3rd year. In baseball, they've been quite a story. They've still got Braden Baker, Nathan Brown, Brody McElroy, Brady Burns, and Joshua Jeffcoat. Jeffcoat and Baker, 2 really good pitchers. Baker going to Murray State, by the way. And so they've got a lot of guys that were on that team, the first team as sophomores. And, they joined the TSSAA in 1919 and did not win a championship in any sport until 2 years ago when their softball and baseball did it in the same year. So, of course, Eagleville going for the 3-peat this year. So, Coach Bassham's done a great job down there. They've got a great winning culture, and they're a fun team to watch.
Well, and like you said, Coach Bassham has done a great job. That's a name that a lot of our folks in our immediate listening area are familiar with. Eddie Bassham, Brandon's dad, coached for a long time at Mount Pleasant. He's also at Middle Tennessee Christian over there in Murfreesboro, recently inducted into the Tennessee Baseball Coaches Association's Hall of Fame. So Brandon definitely picking up where his dad left off in terms of that baseball success. Anybody else, Monty, that jumps out in terms of championship hopefuls for you over that way?
Stewart's Creek softball kind of got hot late, and they were runner up to Smyrna, but they knocked out Siegel, and then they turned around and knocked off Smyrna, and then they won their sectional game 10-0. So they've got a really hot pitcher. It's kind of like a hot goalie in the playoffs. She's really on.
You can do that.
She's really on a roll right now. She threw a 3-hit shutout against Siegel and provided the game's only run with a blast over the wall. So to beat them 1-0. So you go in, you're thinking they play Green Hill. Green Hill's got a lot of tradition in its own right in a short time. Probably the underdog, but nothing would really shock me. Stewart's Creek, they're here for the 2nd time in 3 years.
Yeah. How shocked are you not to see Eagleville softball?
Ooh.
Yeah, I am. But, Addie Litton, who I guess she's going to Arkansas, the Bain girl's going to Clemson. They'll both be back next year. You know, Litton broke her hand last year, and took the cast off kind of earlier than probably you might have thought they would, and she just really wasn't quite the same. And she missed the game the other night against Brewston with a knee injury. So she wasn't even playing. So I just think they ran into a better team probably, you know, because you take her out of the lineup, you got to move other people around. You know, she hit 530 last year. So it's definitely run production that's out of your lineup.
Goodness.
Yeah, not having her obviously does make a huge impact. And Monte, you've kind of broken things down. I'm curious too, how do you keep tabs on as many track and field athletes as you guys have on a year-to-year basis? Do you have a strategy dialed in with that, or do you kind of just maybe pick a few and just hope for the best, or kind of what's your approach when you're trying to cover that many individuals on a yearly basis?
I try to look how they got there, where they qualified. For example, there's a kid named Timmy Williams, that he's got a great throw in the discus this year. So I'm expecting him to medal, and probably in the shot put as well. We've got a couple sprinters, a kid named Bowles from Riverdale, But the thing about it is we've got over 35 athletes in the track and field. So, and on a quick note, history was made last year by Rockville's Jacoby Tharp. He broke the 110-meter hurdles, and Mo from our generation, he broke the record held by Jeff Powell, who was a great football player and track star. Mm-hmm. Well, last week in the SEC track and field championships, he set the Auburn record in qualifying, which will get him to the Olympic trials. Then he turns around and wins the overall SEC meet as a freshman and broke the SEC record held by Ronaldo Nehemiah that was set in 1979. And of course, Nehemiah was a class sprinter and went on to be a wide receiver for the 49ers.
Monte, did you know he was that good when he was at Rockville?
Yeah, he was insane good. I mean, his time last year, I think he would have finished, looking at the time he did and the times in the NCAA finals, he would have finished like 4th or 5th in the country last year when he was in high school. So, yeah, this guy's, and that time, by the way, he did the other day, is it's the 4th best in the world this year. So we're talking about Olympian here more than likely.
This year?
Yes.
As a freshman?
Yes.
That's solid. What was the name again?
Jacoby Tharp.
Jacoby Tharp. Y'all remember the name because we are.
Write that one down.
Yep, jot that one down. Absolutely. Monte Hale of the Murfreesboro Post bringing the heat, kind of like Jacoby Tharp. Man, we appreciate it as always, and look forward to coming to your city here this week.
Look forward to seeing you, and good luck with all y'all's endeavors this week as well.
Well, thank you, man. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Let's go ahead and take a break here on Main Street Sports Today as we continue to get you ready for this week's Spring Fling High School Spring Sports State Championships in and around Murfreesboro. Stay tuned when we come back to the Lee Company Studios after this.
The wild horses are coming to Franklin. The Mustang Heritage Spectacular. 4 days of celebrity freestyle, liberty training, trick riding, and extreme Mustang makeover. Plus the shopping. Over 100 vendor spaces with clothing, food, home goods, and things you can't find anywhere else. All that and celebrity signings at a music stage too. June 20th through 23rd at Williamson County Ag Expo Park. Don't miss a moment with a weekend pass. MustangHeritageFoundation.org for tickets.
That's right, guitars and fast cars right here in Music City. This summer, NASCAR is back at the Nashville Superspeedway. Get your tickets now to watch your favorite driver take on the 1.33 miles of concrete chaos. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to lock in your spot June 28th through the 30th for the Ally 400 race weekend.
Welcome to Protein Snack Shop, your destination for healthy and delicious low-carb snacks. Our specialty lies in providing protein-packed desserts that are perfect for those following a keto diet. Our products are made with high-quality ingredients, ensuring that you can satisfy your cravings without compromising your health goals. From a variety of flavors and options to choose from, you can enjoy guilt-free snacking while staying on track with your fitness journey. Don't miss out on our limited time offer. Discover Protein Snack Shop today.
Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, when it comes to your performance, don't settle for anything less than excellence. We're proud to announce that Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic is now Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia, where we are redefining sports medicine and orthopedics. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance's team of expert sports medicine physicians understands the unique demands of your body. TOA Columbia specializes in personalized orthopedic care, offering state-of-the-art treatments for everything from sports injuries to joint replacements. Learn more at toacolumbia.com.
Custom Stone Handler supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
We thrive under the lights. A city of performers, putting on one heck of a show. Headlining night after night. Welcome to Smashville.
We're back here in the Lee Company studios here in Columbia as we continue our special edition of Main Street Sports Today, presented by the Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia. Getting you ready for Spring Fling 31, the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association High School Spring Sports State Championships.
It's already started. But yes.
Well, has it?
Well, tennis at 9 o'clock.
Tennis at 9 o'clock on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Well, okay, we're still getting you ready though.
But
Are you ready?
I've been ready.
I don't think you are ready, but you will be ready by the time we get done. And helping you get ready is Robertson County Connection sports editor David Wilson. David, no Braves talk today. We'll do that some other time.
Can't do that.
No Braves talk. So, focusing on Robertson County, what have you got coming to Murfreesboro this week, and who are you most excited about?
I'm excited about both teams that I have coming to Spring Fling this year. Joe Burns softball the last 3 years has been no stranger to Murfreesboro, going for that first softball state championship. Then White House Heritage on a similar path. Their third straight trip to Spring Fling, looking for that first baseball state championship. And I think Both of those teams have really good shots to win championships this week. I know you and Monty were just talking about Eagleville softball not being there. That really helps Joe Burns. I really think they're the second best team in Class A behind Gordonsville. Obviously, Kaylee Plumley is phenomenal. She's going to Tennessee for a reason. Joe Burns pushed them to extra innings in their region championship just days ago. So I think that Joe Burns Gordonsville potential state championship game on Friday is something that I think is going to happen in the cards.
Now, I've not looked at the Class A softball bracket. Are they on opposite sides of it?
They're on the opposite sides because they're in the same region together.
Okay,
So,
all right, yeah, all right, because White House Heritage did not get any breaks in the Class
did not.
2A bracket.
They did not. I had a feeling that they would see Loretto at some point. I was thinking that it might be potentially in the state championship game. I didn't think that they would be meeting in the first game on Tuesday at Riverdale, but that's a great matchup. Loretto is a historic program. They've won the state championship before. They've always been known for their great pitching. And this White House Heritage team, they bring the bats, they bring the lumber. They've had no trouble scoring runs this postseason. I think Heritage is top two teams in the state. They've shown it the way they performed against Watertown in the region championship game. They swing the bats really well. And if you think about it, outside of a game they had to forfeit at the end of the year because of a pitch count violation, White House Heritage hasn't lost since spring break. They've been on a roll. They're really that good. And they're doing it all without their head coach, who unfortunately got suspended earlier in the year. So they're doing it with an interim coach. It hasn't stopped their play on the field. They're a phenomenal group of kids. They got some talent.
Speaking of, I'm assuming Joe Burns, softball coach, is back.
She is back. She has been back. That's the both teams that have gotten there from Robertson County have had some issues off the field this year, but it has not hampered their play on the field for any reason. That Joe Burns team, since you mentioned it, Chris, they're a really talented group. You know, we've talked about the Braves off record about championship windows, right? Joe Burns' championship window is wide open right now. They have a junior class that is absolutely phenomenal. Callie Yates, Kalia Lucas, they're anchored by juniors and seniors. You're going to look at the senior class. It's Julia Arms, Millie Putman, players that have been there before. And so their window is this year. It's wide open. It's just unfortunate that the last couple of years, Eagleville has had a generational player. Gordonsville has had a generational player on the mound that's really limited them. But I think it's this is their year. You know, I think they can compete with Gordonsville. Gordonsville's kind of struggled with the bats recently. They only won in their sectional game 1-0 off a Plumley home run. She struck out 19, by the way. But Gordonsville and Joe Burns, that's a great matchup. I think we're going to see it on Friday if I had to put my prediction out there for you.
Okay. Besides White House Heritage baseball and Joe Burns softball, who else will be keeping you busy this week?
I guess the big thing is White House making it to the state tournament for the first time since 2000. I know me and Blaine will have coverage of them this week. Just a phenomenal job. They have a first-year coach. Nick Timblin has done a great job. You know, White House baseball kind of flew under the radar this year. You know, Greenbrier in that district kind of gets all the love in Robertson County. They've also they've had phenomenal years over the last couple of years. And you had to think that Station Camp bumped down a classification this year and join that district. And obviously, Station Camp has a phenomenal team. If I had to put another prediction out there, I think they're the favorite in 3A, just with Carter Casabella, Noah Rice, the Division I talent they have on their team. But White House has done a phenomenal job, and they've had their backs against the wall this postseason. They finished second in the district, but they had to come through the losers bracket in the district tournament to make it out of district. They had to come through the losers bracket in the region tournament to make it out of region. They lost the first game of the sectional against Creekwood. Had to win back-to-back games. So they've had their back against the wall all postseason, and they've really thrived in that moment. So are they a team of destiny? We'll see. They play Doward County Tuesday night, a really good team out of West Tennessee. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, White House, to make it for the first time since 2000, that really means something. That's something to be proud of for the boys from Sumner County.
Sounds like they got pitching depth. That's all I'm just saying.
Also sounds like they're battle tested.
Yeah.
So
and you've got to be to win this tournament.
Yeah.
They have three different arms that they're going to throw out there. So it's just, what order do you want to put it in? You know, so we'll see. Tanner Hayes, their quarterback in football, is probably their game 2 starter. Josh Walker, who's going to Bryan, it's probably going to be their number 1. Matthew Hannon, So we'll see what order they want to throw it out there. But I think at least we have 2 state title contenders in Robertson County this week with Heritage Baseball. If they can navigate Loretto and those two not beat up on each other in that top half of the bracket. And then there's other good teams in there as well, Milan and Alcoa in that top half. We've talked off this that top half of 2A baseball is going to be a battle to get to that state final. And I think Joe Burns softball has a really good shot the way that bracket unfolded as well.
David Wilson of the Robertson County Connection joining us here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by the Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia. David, we appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you over in Murfreesboro and hanging out, and we will catch up.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate it.
David.
Thank you. Let's now go a little bit south of Springfield in the Ashland City-Dixon area as we get Casey Patrick, who covers Cheatham County and Dixon County for Main Street Media. What is it? The Cheatham County Times and the Cheatham County Exchange and the Dixon Post. There we go.
Yeah, that's
Casey
it.
Patrick joining us.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
Doing well. That by the way,
yes,
man of many hats, no pun intended. Also, Creekwood bowling coach Casey
Yes, sir.
Patrick,
Yes, sir.
the multi-talented.
One of my favorite hats is coaching. I will say that it's one of the better jobs I've ever had, even though they don't pay me. So that's okay.
So, do you ever interview yourself, Coach Patrick?
No, I talk to myself enough off the record anyway. So I'll just keep it.
Casey, want to ask you right off the bat. I think one of the last berths in Spring Fling was probably clinched by one of your teams yesterday when Cheatham County softball team defeated Community in the sectionals. And Community, I saw a couple of years ago. That's a pretty good bunch over there. Yeah. And was that at Community?
Yeah, that was actually at Community. Which, to be honest, there's a really good reason why their sports are great. There's not a whole lot to do out there other than play sports. So, and I'm not talking bad about the town. I mean, there's a lot of towns like that in the mid-state, but
Do you?
Yeah, exactly. There's not a whole lot to do, but those kids are really, really talented at anything they want to do. They're good at a lot of sports at Community and some of the other places out there too. But Cheatham County Central was one of the late games. Of course, I was at Creekwood, and I think they finished about the same time. That was actually, I don't want to say it was a surprise. I think those girls knew, in Ashland City, I think those girls knew that they could beat anybody. And I think it took the pitcher, Haley Dallin. She's really coming to her own as a pitcher here lately. The past few weeks, at the early start of the season, I don't want to call her shaky, but she had to really find her footing. And over the past few weeks, she's been able to do that. And her coaches really talked her up lately, especially with her, starting to figure out what she needed to do to be the best pitcher that she could and give herself a chance and give them a chance to win. And, her ability to step in and step up, like her coach has been saying, I think has really helped them out. They've also got a young lady named Macy Harder who's actually signed to go play at MTSU. And she's lead off, whenever I look at the box score on Game Changer, she's like 3 for 3 every game, scores 2 runs, steals a base. She hit a home run the other day, a young lady that's extremely talented. She also played for the basketball team, and she was a starting point guard. So just one of those, top tier athletes that we know about. And her younger sister, Mila Harder, is on the team too. She bats in the 3-hole. And they've got Cannon Johnson, second baseman, who I think she's hit 2 or 3 home runs in really big spots over the last few weeks to help out the Lady Cubs. So maybe not the favorite in the tournament. I think they'd tell you that. But as their coach says, they've got a fighter's chance. And I kind of agree with that. They've got a bunch of kids that believe they can win. They think they deserve to be there. And it's going to be interesting to see kind of how everything shakes out for them, especially going up against Alcoa in the first game, which is a really good program. I believe whenever I looked at their record, they were like 38-3 or something like that this year, or 33-8 or something like that. But a very, very talented team. So I'd like to see how things shake up for them.
A lot of maroon in that ball game.
Yeah, there will be. I'm pretty sure Alcoa won it last year. I'm like 80% sure.
Okay. All right. Who else will you be, keeping an eye on between Cheatham and Dixon County this week, Casey?
Well, I kind of talked about them for a second, but Creekwood is my other softball team that's going to be up there. They're going to take on Soddy Daisy on Tuesday. I don't know anything about Soddy Daisy, but I will say Creekwood they are hitting their stride right now. They've got a young lady at pitcher named Elizabeth Martin who has been phenomenal over the past few weeks. She's thrown maybe 4 or 5 shutouts in the past 3 weeks, all throughout the playoffs, including holding a really good Lexington offense to only 3 runs in the region final. That was Wednesday night, I believe. So, and of course, Lexington's in this bracket, so they're not a bad team. They're still here. Mm-hmm. But Martin, she also hit a home run. That ball still hadn't landed yet. She hit it yesterday. Hit it so hard, it was insane. But they've got 2 freshmen in J.C. Dillahay and Layla Downs Darden who both played basketball as well. But Downs Darden, I think she led the team in points per game as a freshman. If that tells you anything about her athletic ability, a team that almost went to state this year, and she was a big part of that. She plays second base because she grew up as a shortstop, but she has to play second because they've got a young lady named Kendall Bryant at shortstop who is all-world athlete in every sport that she plays as well. She was on the volleyball state championship team from last year. So they've got a lot of talent all around the field. And I think Creekwood's got a really, really good chance to show up and win. The one thing I will say is I don't know a whole lot about Soddy Daisy, but I've seen Lexington play. I know they're good. I see a lot of names in here that I see every year in these tournaments, and it just kind of tells you, hey, they've got a lot. They've got a long road that they got to get through to get this, but they're good. They're as good as anybody else here.
We love multi-sport athletes. And
absolutely.
So when you talk about softball players that also play basketball and also play volleyball and that kind of thing, that really gets our attention. And we'll be keeping an eye on both Creekwood and Cheatham County as they make their way through the bracket this week.
I've also got
barbecue last year, but they did win it 2 years ago.
Alcoa went 2 in barbecue last year, but they did win it last year. So 2 years ago.
That
so
made me feel better.
But as you were, to your point though, Casey, this Alcoa is a tested team, is a team that has been here in the past, and certainly Cheatham County will have their hands full with them. So.
Absolutely, but if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. We've all heard that. And
you got to walk that aisle. There we go. Ric Flair, Casey Patrick joining us here on Main Street Sports Today. Casey, man, we appreciate it. And
I've got Harpeth Soccer too.
Harpeth Soccer.
Yes, sir. Tuesday night, and I've got a whole list of track and field athletes. But Harpeth Soccer, they've been to state 3 years in a row. They haven't had their year yet, and just like the rest of these teams, it's state tournament. You got a long road to get through, but man, they got some scores. They got some kids: Jasper Tharp, Jacob Montgomery, Armando Esparza. They've got some dudes that can really play, and I'm excited to see those guys play. Tuesday night. I think that's going to be fun. They're taking on Memphis Business, who is another team I don't really know anything about, but we'll see.
We'll see. We will see. Casey Patrick of the Cheatham County Exchange and the Dixon Post joining us here on Main Street Sports Today, getting you ready for this week's Spring Fling. Casey, we appreciate it. We'll see you in the borough.
Yes, sir. I'll see y'all there. It's good to see you today.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank you.
See y'all.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the teams that we'll be focusing on at Spring Fling this week. So stay tuned on the other side of this break when we come back to the Lee Company Studios here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by the Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia.
We thrive under the lights. a city of performers, putting on one heck of a show. Headlining night after night. Welcome to Smashville.
Welcome to Protein Snack Shop, your destination for healthy and delicious low-carb snacks. Our specialty lies in providing protein-packed desserts that are perfect for those following a keto diet. Our products are made with high-quality ingredients, ensuring that you can satisfy your cravings without compromising your health goals. From a variety of flavors and options to choose from, you can enjoy guilt-free snacking while staying on track with your fitness journey. Don't miss out on our limited time offer. Discover Protein Snack Shop today.
Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, when it comes to your performance, don't settle for anything less than excellence. We're proud to announce that Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic is now Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia, where we are redefining sports medicine and orthopedics. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance's team of expert sports medicine physicians understands the unique demands of your body. TOA Columbia specializes in personalized orthopedic care, offering state-of-the-art treatments for everything from sports injuries to joint replacements. Learn more at toacolumbia.com.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50 plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
Welcome back to Main Street Sports Today, presented by TOA of Columbia. It is the Spring Fling 31 preview. Mark went with the opposite of Roman numerals. What are those? Arabic. Mark went with the Arabic numerals. He eschewed our XXXI.
I knew what to try.
But that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Maurice Patton, Chris Yao, Wade Neely, getting you ready for Spring Fling 31 this week over in Murfreesboro, the TSSAA High School Spring Sports State Championships. Again, we will be crowning state champions in baseball, softball, boys soccer, boys and girls tennis, and boys and girls track in 8 million different classifications. That's another story.
Do you know how, to answer your question, Wade, the easiest way to handle track? An umbrella chair.
Just post up.
Post up.
Just
Post up. And Yeah.
That's the easiest way to handle track.
I loved, picking the brain of some of our staff there. Say, what's your strategy? And we got some varying.
And what you found out is there really isn't.
No, it's different for everybody.
Yeah, you just kind of hope that one of your folks wins, and you go talk to them and go from there. Yeah, track is tough. Track is tough. But speaking of,
thank goodness for Carl Edmondson. Is all I'm going to say.
Certainly does not hurt.
Who will be there taking pictures?
Post it up. Yep. He will probably have the umbrella chair too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Among other things. Yeah. So you will be handling sports coverage for Main Street Clarksville this week. Is that correct?
To a degree, yes.
Okay.
I mean, as much as I can. Terry McCormick is going to be at the Cubs Braves game at Wrigley Field this week, so he's taking a trip up.
Not the Cheatham County Cubs either.
No, the Chicago version. I think two teams and a host of individuals in that track athlete. We've got Clarksville taking on Siegel at Siegel, by the way, in the Class 4A baseball tournament. I'm just saying, I have no problem with it. It just is what it is. And then Rossview Soccer has Hendersonville in the opening round. So, got lucky and got two teams that have other people coverage areas involved. So we'll take care of that.
There you go.
And,
there you go.
But yeah, Clarksville looking forward to this one because they
work smarter, not harder, right?
There you go. I sent a note to the CWSAA office that said they didn't need
put our folks with other Main Street folks.
You can do that. That would be just clutch.
Yeah.
And they did. So thank you to the TWSAA for obliging. No, seriously. Clarksville was at one time ranked number 1 in the state for a while in the TBCA rankings. And they've got, Rossview took them out in the district, and then they battled it out in district tournament and went to the region tournament, and Rossview actually got knocked out after winning the region. Clarksville goes to Carterville, takes down the Dragons, and makes their way to Murfreesboro. Got a couple of great players, Colin Wyndham, Corbin Reynolds, and can't forget Jack Wyatt, who, by the way, leads the team in home runs, stolen bases, and is third on the team in ERA.
So what you're telling me is
Shohei Ohtani.
Make sure Jack Wyatt gets to the ball game, right?
Make sure Junior Jack White is on the bus.
Yes. As long as he's dressed, we got a shot.
We got a chance. So there you go. I'm looking forward to that. Then of course, Rossview Soccer is historically good there, and so two great teams, and be looking forward to covering both of those.
Okay. All right. Wade, sports editor at the Pulaski Citizen, has been tasked with both Giles County and Lawrence County coverage. Is that right?
Yep. Dual role this week. And the Giles County graduate in me is okay with that because it's Loretto and Summertown that are being covered and not Lawrence County High School. So we're okay with that. But yeah, we'll start with Giles County. Chris Buchanan's a junior at Richland, and just in their second year of ever having track and field, Richland is going to send their first ever competitor to the state championships.
And I'm fascinated to see that. He is a junior?
Junior, yep.
And he's a thrower. He has qualified in both the shot and the disc.
Yep. So he's competing in shot put and discus, and he's going to be representing Richland, second-year program. Just a couple years removed from Giles County sending a couple of guys for the first time in years and years and years to Murfreesboro. So that will be fun. That will have already occurred by the time this show airs later today. So I can't give you guys any predictions because
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, they will be obsolete by then. But we're certainly hoping that Chris does well. They've done a fantastic job of kind of trying to get Richland on the up and up. Had a really fun interview last year with the track and field program at Richland because they don't have a track even at the school. They run on grass at the football field, and it kind of will not surprise you guys being in small communities over the years. that the kids really just gravitate toward these sports just to stay in shape for football and for other sports. And that kind of has led to a little flourishment there from Richland. So keeping tabs on him. In terms of team sports, we'll be keeping an eye on, kind of like we chatted with David earlier in this program, massive tilt right off the jump as Loretto baseball is gunning for a potential another state championship, winning it all in 17 and runner-up in 18. They get White House Heritage at 4 o'clock. So basically right as this show is over today, I'll be over there. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, but I'm going to get from this studio to Riverdale to cover White House Heritage versus Loretto at 4 o'clock. So that'll be
clear 840. Huh?
Yeah, basically just let the roads dissipate. So I'm coming in with that. And real quick, Loretto has been on fire. They're obviously known for their pitching, like David had touched on, but their bats have really been what's carried them as of late. 10-0 and 13-5. They win both of their sectional games. Really almost both of them ending in a run rule situation there. But they've been electric. So it's going to be fun to watch them. They got kids like Clint Seymour, Mason Tidwell, Carter Daniel. They have been lighting it up at the plate as of late, which kind of is scary considering they still got some outstanding arms, a couple of those guys being in that conversation. So we got them. And then we're going to be covering Summertown tennis, which finally, Chris and I did the show earlier today and earlier on Monday. And we didn't know who Summertown was going to play. They still actually hadn't had an opponent listed on TSSAA, but they're going to be playing University School out of Johnson City.
This will be fun because that's who they play every year.
So that we have a championship caliber matchup taking place in the semifinals. That contest actually began.
I think Summertown beat them the last 2 years for the championship. So yeah, semifinal matchup here is very unusual, but should be fun.
So that got underway earlier this morning at Adams. If Summertown were to win, they would play again at the same place at same time, 9 a.m. on Wednesday. For the championship. Signal Mountain and Union City are the other two teams in that bracket. So covering track, covering baseball, covering tennis, little diversity on the portfolio there.
And Summertown girls doubles will be going for their 5th or 6th.
Is it that many?
I think so. But they'll have to do it without the
there won't be a Kelly?
Well, there will be a Kelly, just not Gracie. Gracie graduating, obviously, but little sister will be trying to carry the Kelly torch for Summertown. They think they will serve on Thursday at 9 o'clock. So.
Stop it.
I think about that for a second.
It took just a moment. You're right on that.
Yeah. So
and you'll be over. You've got a couple of tennis folks too.
I do have a couple of tennis folks actually.
I actually missed 2. I have a Kirkwood singles and Rossview doubles. So and boys.
I do.
I've never covered boys tennis before.
Well,
because I've always been at Summertown.
I do have a couple of exactly 2 tennis players. Hayes Lewis and Matthew Thomas from Columbia Academy will be playing for the Division 2A Boys Doubles Championship. They will open Thursday at 9 at the Adams Complex against Sam Duzan and Hayden Brady of Christian Academy of Knoxville. If they were to win that 9 o'clock quarterfinal, they would play again at 2 on Thursday. The championship is at 11 on Friday. So got a little tennis, got a little baseball. As Wade mentioned, his game starts at 4 this afternoon. I also have a 4 o'clock game this afternoon.
You and I are we're somehow ending up there together. How about that?
Wish us luck. Yes, as Columbia Academy makes its first Spring Fling appearance in Division 2A in baseball. They won in 2018 in Class A, Division 1 Class A. This is their first time getting back to the state since. They will open against Providence Academy in the Final Four in Division 2A. The other 2 teams being Boyd Buchanan and Good Pasture. And there's a few ties between Good Pasture and Columbia Academy. So that'll be interesting should that matchup come off. As you mentioned, track and field in Class A and Class AA started earlier today. But in the 400 meters on the boys' side in Class A, which will start after we get off the air, Mount Pleasant's Darian Meza is in that field. Meza finished second in the state in the 400 last year. And he is back for his final go as a senior after finishing as a Mr. Football finalist in Class 2A. So he's had a heck of a senior year.
Heck of a year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Good kid, too.
Super kid. Really enjoy talking to him and watching him compete. A slew of Columbia Academy folks will be in action on the track and in the field on Wednesday. And one of the bigger storylines, I guess, will be whether or not Griffin Cooper can win a third straight D2A high jump state championship. He is the two-time defending champion in that event and is headed to Alabama Huntsville on a combination track and field / basketball scholarship. So again, looking forward to what he can do there. He will also be in the triple jump and in the 110 hurdles. So he's going to sleep well Wednesday night. Speaking of CA basketball players, Jeremy Jackson made the 200 meters field. So we'll be keeping an eye on him as well as their middle distance guys, CJ Barr and Ty Withrow. Thursday, I guess, the Class AAA track and field meet has a couple of triple jumpers from Columbia Central, Kyla Rowling on the girls' side, Brandon Davis on the boys' side. So they will both be jumping Thursday morning.
3 times.
3 times, yes, in the triple jump. And then we've got a handful of independents, sprinters / runners. Independents will be in the 4x1 boys relay. Spencer Utsi is in the 800 meter run, and Asher Oates and Dallin Milford are both in the boys 3200 meters. Also, Riley, come on now. Where is she? I lost her. I can't remember her last name. She's in the 200. Oh, that's awful. Independence has a young lady in the 200 meters, and I cannot locate her in my paperwork. And I apologize.
To Riley.
Yes, to Riley. Yes. Oh, hang on. I'm going to find this.
Wait a minute. I got to find this girl's
I really do. Yeah. I feel bad about having lost it. Riley Fisher will be in the girls 200. So that's who we'll be keeping an eye on this week at Spring Fling XXXI. We're going to take our final break. When we come back, we will visit with the voice of Spring Fling HQ. He'll tell you all about what he'll be doing the next few days when we come back here on Main Street Sports Today. Stay with us.
That's right, guitars and fast cars right here in Music City. This summer, NASCAR is back at the Nashville Superspeedway. Get your tickets now to watch your favorite driver take on the 1.33 miles of concrete chaos. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to lock in your spot June 28th through the 30th for the Ally 400 race weekend.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Welcome to Protein Snack Shop, your destination for healthy and delicious low-carb snacks. Our specialty lies in providing protein-packed desserts that are perfect for those following a keto diet. Our products are made with high-quality ingredients, ensuring that you can satisfy your cravings without compromising your health goals. From a variety of flavors and options to choose from, you can enjoy guilt-free snacking while staying on track with your fitness journey. Don't miss out on our limited time offer. Discover Protein Snack Shop today.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, when it comes to your performance, don't settle for anything less than excellence. We're proud to announce that Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic is now Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia, where we are redefining sports medicine and orthopedics. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance's team of expert sports medicine physicians understands the unique demands of your body. TOA Columbia specializes in personalized orthopedic care, offering state-of-the-art treatments for everything from sports injuries to joint replacements. Learn more at toacolumbia.com.
Custom Stone Handler supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
Wild horses are coming to Franklin. The Mustang Heritage Spectacular. 4 days of celebrity freestyle, liberty training, trick riding, and extreme Mustang makeover. Plus the shopping. Over 100 vendor spaces with clothing, food, home goods, and things you can't find anywhere else. All that and celebrity signings at a music stage too. June 20th through 23rd at Williamson County Ag Expo Park. Don't miss a moment with a weekend pass. MustangHeritageFoundation.org for tickets.
Spring Fling 31, the TSSAA High School Spring Sports State Championships begin today in Murfreesboro. We're getting you ready for them. Well, as ready as we can get you for them, considering that, as Chris pointed out, they will have already started by the time you see this. But Maurice Patton, Chris Yao, Wade Neely, and we are now joined by, again, the voice of Spring Fling HQ, Chip Walters.
Congratulations to you, Mo, on yet another Hall of Fame.
Dude, you know what? It just means I'm getting old. I mean, we already had an old reference earlier in the show when Blaine Keller had to mention that he was born in 2000. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just tasteless, man. Come on. But anyway, you will be hosting from Spring Fling HQ, the show, Spring Fling HQ. Tell everybody what that entails.
I think the best way to describe what we do for Spring Fling HQ, and we started this, I think this will be our 5th year. So it was an effort out of the brain of Bradley Lambert.
You got to be careful with that brain, by the way.
with the TSSAA office to do something to keep to help keep fans, and whether they're in Rutherford County or whether they're somewhere else, back home, around the world, wherever, to keep them up to date on what's going on with all of the different venues and all the championships that are going on. Because, the one thing that I'm not sure the everyday person understands is just how big this undertaking is, with over 4,000 high school student athletes that will be converging on Rutherford County and are already underway, trying to win a state championship in their selected sport or sports as we go through the week. But what it basically is kind of a continuous sports center per se, that we will go 4 hours on Tuesday. We have about 6 hours of coverage on Wednesday and another 4 hours of coverage on Thursday. In every hour, you can expect that we will have full updates on baseball, softball, soccer, and because we have real-time updates on those. But tennis and track they kind of come in a little sporadically, but we will do play catch up where we can, and doing things just a little bit different this year in that we're going to have I'll be anchoring the coverage from Sportscom, which is where the Spring Fling headquarters are, right there by McKnight Park and Starplex, where most of the softball will be played out this week. But we also have David Lambert, who will be our baseball correspondent. And every hour, we will have a segment where I'll be throwing it to David, and he will himself then kind of go through baseball. Dan Hughes will handle softball in the same manner. And Braden McPherson will be our soccer correspondent. And outside of that, we will have guests. Not only we'll have some sponsor guests, we'll have some of you guys will probably find your way on the air at some point, folks out of East and West Tennessee, to kind of give a little flavor to and get a friendly voice back in those areas of the state as well. But our plan right now is on Tuesday, as soon as your show is over, we pick up with Spring Fling HQ at 4 p.m. until 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Wednesday will be noon to 6, and Thursday will be right now noon to 4. And depending on how weather is and things like that, that can be flexed, since we are basically we're a streaming product, except in Murfreesboro, where if you're jetting between the Adams Tennis Complex and Riverdale or wherever, you can tune in to WGNSradio.com, as long as they're not doing a live game, or if there's not a Middle Tennessee baseball game on at the time. And they carry, if they don't have either of those live events going, they carry every bit of our coverage during those 3 days.
Okay. So 4 to 8 today, following this show.
Correct.
And they can go to, what is it, TSSAA.com?
TSSAsports.com.
TSSAsports.com to
That's
listen
right.
to Spring Fling HQ.
And
Wednesday, are we going, well, we're not going to carry it today, are we?
Well, we are going to, we're going to try to get it on the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Well, I was
that's
just going to
one thing.
mention that we will have it from 2 to 4 on Wednesday, where we typically populate with Main Street Sports Today. You will instead hear Spring Fling HQ by coming right here. Ditto
Gotcha.
on Thursday from 2 to 4. You can come right here and get it, in addition to TSSAsports.com or going to WGNS to get it.
Chip, kind of walk us through what goes into putting something like this together, obviously relying heavily on a variety of correspondence, but how do you guys kind of manage and keep all of that together, knowing that results are coming in on the fly, knowing that things are kind of moving at a rapid clip?
Well, we're fortunate. Again, I bring up Bradley Lambert's name because he is the brain behind a lot of that. He puts together what I like to call the magic screen, and Mo has seen the magic screen in over at Sportscom that has it's. I mean, it is it is a real time up in front of us. Every game that happens to be going on, whether it is baseball, softball, or soccer, they're all right in front of us, and we have real time information there. Outside of that, the scoring software Game Changer provides. We're able to go directly to that, and it also there are recaps that are generated through Game Changer at some point, and we also we get down to the old way of doing things, the calling in scores, things like that. But every one of those events has scorekeepers, and they have a responsibility to turn all of that information in to the folks there, to Matthew Gillespie and all of those Shawnee and all those people, because they keep the official brackets updated and things like that. And fortunately, Bradley has found ways to get enough Wi-Fi at all of these locations to have live stats, and those live stats are what feeds our magic screen that allows us to have real-time updates. And again, we basically, like you do when you plan out a show, we've got an hourly clock that we use, that we know that every hour during this segment we're going to talk baseball. We're going to get updates there. The other segment is going to be a softball segment. We have a soccer segment. Then we kind of have a catch-all segment where, and anywhere along the way, coming in and out of breaks, as my position being the anchor is if we're talking baseball and we have a couple of softball games go final, I can always get those in coming out of a break or going into a break, and we just try to do that and keep everything as fresh as possible. And somewhere along the way, people like you guys, and I think about Jesse Smithy and the folks from Memphis area who can really come on and give us the people side of a lot of this. We have the numbers and the stats and all of that, the scores in front of us, but to because it is all about the people, you all can really help us with the people side of things. Like you were talking about the Summertown, tennis girls, things like that. They've been a great story over the years. And we've had individuals who have competed in baseball and track or soccer. We've had people that have been multiple sports and found a way to go from one venue to another to get all that done, and to see those things come to fruition. Always really good stories.
Chip Walters will be anchoring Spring Fling HQ this week, and again, we'll be picking it up in some part or all throughout the week.
And then on Friday, Mo, Willie Donick and myself will be doing, and I haven't seen the full schedule yet. I know we're doing at least 2, if not 3 or 4 baseball championship games on the NFHS network on Friday.
Okay.
Just when he hadn't had enough on his plate.
Right. And all four of those championship games will be played at Reese Smith Jr. Stadium.
And all 3 Division II games on Thursday.
Both. There's only 2.
Both. That's right. Yeah. And then the same thing in softball this year. For the first time, the championship games will be playing at what I lovingly call Observatory Park, which will be, and that just, G. Manise and I were talking about it. And, there was a desire after COVID to be able to get it back to MTSU, because it's such a synergy when you have one championship game after another on Thursday and Friday. Fan bases coming in, fan bases going out, tailgating, and just a lot of energy and playing in that beautiful ballpark. really adds to it. So if you're out there and, one ticket gets you into everything each day to any venue, you pay one ticket, one parking, and you can go to any and all venues that you want to see on any one given day.
If you can get there.
Yeah. We have no traffic issues in Murfreesboro whatsoever.
None. Zero.
So,
yeah. Do you know who else is going to be handling those broadcasting duties, whichever ones you're not?
Not yet. Not all of them yet. I think Dylan Simmons is going to be doing a game or two. I want to say Max Hers, but I don't think he's available this time around. So due to other things that are going on his plate.
Gotcha.
But we'll know soon. But
well, stay tuned, huh?
That's right.
All right. Well, great. Chip Walters joining us as he does virtually every Tuesday here on Main Street Sports Today in a little bit of a different capacity this week as we get you ready for Spring Fling 31, the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association High School Spring Sports State Championships that will be taking place in and around Murfreesboro all this week. Chip, we appreciate it and look forward to having you on our streaming services this week. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I appreciate it and invite any of your viewers and listeners, if they've not been to Spring Fling, come out. It is the most unique event in high school sports in the country because Tennessee's the only state that does it this way with the Spring Sports Carnival. And by the way, you do know this was an idea that was put together by Dean Hayes and Ronnie Carter, two of our great friends. And we see what that idea over 30 years ago has become, and it's something special.
And it's ironic that the track will now take place at Dean Hayes Stadium.
That's right.
So,
That's
absolutely. Right. Chip, thank you for pointing that out. Again, that's a great little tidbit, and I'm sure that there will be plenty more of those on Spring Fling HQ this week. Look forward to listening. Look forward to visiting with you, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you, boys.
Thank you, Chip.
Yep. All right. Hey, that's going to do it from the Lee Company Studios here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by the Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia. Hope you are more ready for Spring Fling 31 than you were an hour ago. And we will see y'all next Tuesday. So catch up with you next Tuesday right here, 2 o'clock. Y'all have a great week and a great Memorial Day weekend.
I'm Maurice Patton, and on Main Street Sports Today, we bring you the voices of your favorite teams from preps to pros.
Otherwise known as the VOT, Mike Keith.
The bottom line is we can teach Will Levis woke.
I just don't know who's going to work with you on your base stealing now that EY's gone.
Well, that has nowhere to go but up. And I was just like, oh, guys, not again. Can we just bury that, burn that footage, and not bring it back?
No. No.
Thank you. We'll keep it going past the All-Star break, and looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season plays out. There's always a good story to tell.
Can you guess where I am today, Mo? Where am I?
It's not Reese Smith Field, is it?
Yeah.
Because anytime you play Chicago, you want to win. That's
you got that right, and
that's bottom line.
Be a buzz.
When you're walking the dog, you keep the bags that you need for the dog in the bag, and you don't even have to wear it. You can just hold it, which is what I do when I walk the dog. So
I think the fanny pack probably needed a little rebranding.
It did. It really did.
On your show logo, we've got to get a puck in there. There's a basketball. There's a football. There's a baseball. Maybe it's not a puck. How about Mo brandishes a hockey stick?
Tune in daily at 2 p.m. on Main Street Media TV.